Hi guys, welcome to Indigo Swan's latest market update. I'm James Groves, Managing Director of Indigo Swan, as always, joined by the wonderful Amy Konieczny, Commercial Director of Indigo Swan. Amy, hi.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good. I'm not as tired as you are today.
No, I'm tired.
So
I'm tired. There you go. Full disclosure, knackered. Anyway, moving on. So yeah, let's start with the usual question. What is happening in general in the energy market at the moment in time?
Yeah. So for the first time really since March, April time, we've started to see a little bit of an uptick in prices. Nothing too dramatic, a couple of percentage points here and there. In gas, it's because of some outages. Now, are you ready for
Get it right.
Wonderful pronunciation. This is the Nyhamna gas processing plant.
Cool.
It's out until the 15th of July because of an issue with the cooling system.
Okay.
And then the Groningen gas field, I've probably not pronounced that well. That's
Please
actually
comment.
it's my Norwegian pronunciation. It's going to actually close a bit earlier than expected from the 1st of October. So really that's just causing a bit of uncertainty in the market.
Which we don't like.
Which we don't like. Prices respond, they always go up when we've got that level of uncertainty, so it's just that kind of position of, alright, still don't need to panic because it's not skyrocketing, but it's not quite where we'd want it to be. Because there's some issues with gas, we've actually also got some issues with power generation as well. So in June we had really high temperatures, which was lovely for sunbathing, but not good for wind
Anything
contribution. So wind only contributed 16% of generation, and we didn't have that many imports from Europe either. It was only about 14%. So we did actually have coal on the system for a little bit in June, which is again something that we haven't seen in quite a while. Everything's still okay though. We're still significantly below where we were last year. So pricing overall is positive. We've got great gas storage levels. We're at 78% full compared to 70% last month. On track for 90% by November. So
good.
Provided we've got a normal winter, we should be okay.
Yep.
And oil is ticking around lovely at about $75 per barrel. So
amazing.
That's again positive.
Well, my next question was what's impacting on the market, but I'm not gonna lie, you've just answered all that.
Through that,
So that's okay.
Yeah,
so we'll skip forward. It's the energy bill discount scheme, well documented.
Yeah.
I think most people understand it, to be fair, hopefully by now. What is the latest on that? What's going on? Where are we? What do people need to know about it?
Yeah, so the energy bill discount scheme replaced the energy bill reduction scheme, which got us through last winter.
Just to confuse everyone.
Just acronyms the same. But the discount scheme has got an important deadline coming up. Now, to get the basic discount, you don't need to apply for anything. That is automatically done through your supplier bill, working with information from the government. If, however, you manage a heat network or you are an energy-intensive industry, and that's as defined on government pages, an aluminium smelter.
Wow.
There we go.
Example, and that's what you throw out.
If you have an energy-intensive business, and there's a whole long list of
just
them.
quickly, we don't work with any of them. Anyone out there happens to be one of those aluminium whatevers, get in contact. Love to know more.
So, So if you're using a lot of power for the output of whatever you're producing. There are other categories as well. So
some of the things other than aluminium smelters.
Not just aluminium smelters. So some museums are classed as they're getting extra support through this. But it's all to do with your standard industry classification code, that SIC code. There's a list that's on the government website. So if you're on there, you have to apply for a higher discount if you're eligible. If you've got a heat network, you're also eligible for a higher discount, and you have to apply for that. And the cut-off date for that is 90 days after the 26th of April, which is, James Rose, the 25th of July.
25th of July.
So 25th of July is when you need to get your application done by. If you do need any help, speak to your supplier, speak to your consultant, speak to us, and lots of advice on the government website as well. So make sure you do that if you think you're eligible. It's more money off.
Absolutely. Good. Who doesn't like that? And then what advice are we giving to our clients at this moment in time? What are we saying to them based on where we are and everything that's going on?
Yeah, so it's a little bit tricky because prices for 12 months and 24 months are quite similar. We're expecting prices possibly next year to improve again, but it really depends what this winter does. If this winter is mild, and we've got good gas storage levels, we should start to see prices easing,
Yeah.
we hope.
Yeah.
If it is a really, really bitter winter, then prices will go up, and that will affect next summer as well. So it's all about risk.
Yeah.
What risk appetite have you got? How many winters do you want to protect yourself for?
Yeah.
What do you want to do? But the main message is actually outside of pricing
Yeah.
for our recommendations, and that is around who do you trust in the market? So there's been a lot of news recently, hasn't
You
there?
stole my
Sorry, have I stolen your
You stole my
thunder?
ad hoc question, but do you know what? It's better because I'm thinking on the spot. You come prepared, so you go.
So there's been some news recently, hasn't
There
there,
has.
about some fraud and corruption in
Correct.
our industry,
Yeah.
which is actually really disappointing,
Very much so.
but not
Surprising.
entirely surprising.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a company. Look on our LinkedIn
Yeah,
posts.
look at Amy's
rather than,
LinkedIn post for more info.
putting it
Yeah.
on the video. But there is a company where one of the owners and several other senior managers have actually gone to prison now for fraudulent practice. What they were doing was lying about who they were working with. So they had third parties, consultants, recommending their contracts, pretending to be independent. Those contracts were then inflated, too long, too high, costing businesses too much money. By which point, as you know, you can't get out of a commercial contract that easily because there isn't a cooling off period. So it's kind of left this bit of a sour taste in the market,
Yeah.
really. So my advice for business, again, we've spoken about this at length, is do your research, find your recommendations, find people that you want to work with. Never be afraid to say no. If something
Ask
doesn't-
questions.
Ask questions, and if something doesn't feel right, ask more questions,
Yeah.
or simply let it go
Yeah.
and find out. Go away and do some more research. A good consultant and a good supplier will never put you under pressure to make a decision on the spot. So it's really, really vital to trust your gut, be prepared to say no, but do your research. So that's the advice for businesses.
Amazing.
Really.
She's in straight away.
Get in there. That's
But
fine.
it is. It's just, you know, don't take your energy consultancy and energy purchasing for granted, isn't it? It's
No.
like, you know, you check, you go and get a mortgage,
Yeah.
you find out how much is your mortgage advisor charging you, you know,
Yeah.
you do your car insurance, you shop
Yeah.
around, blah, blah, blah. So, you know, treat energy in very much the same way.
Yeah.
How much are you being charged for the advice that you're being given? And is it good advice?
It's your money and
Yeah.
your business's money,
100%.
and you want to be spending that money appropriately, not with somebody that, you know, is going to go to prison in a few
Right.
years' time.
Which we won't.
We will not.
So,
no,
yeah, no, good, Amy. Well, good. You offset my ad hoc question.
Oh.
But anyway, guys, yeah, that's it. And if you want to know more about that, do check out Amy on LinkedIn. She put a massive post up about it. It's full of great information. It's got some good tips on there. So do check her out and see what she had to say about it if you want more information and, you know, more disclosure on who and what went on. You can check that out through Amy's LinkedIn post that was done yesterday. But apart from that, thanks for joining us. As always, any questions, queries, feel free to contact your account manager if you're a client. If you're not a client, as always, pop to indigoswan.co.uk or email us at hello@indigoswan.co.uk and we'll be more than happy to help. Apart from that, I'm James, that's Amy, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.